Hi, beautiful souls. I am going to do a Akashic record channeling for the Es-snse Community today. I really am feeling this call forward to show you what Akashic channeling really looks like, and this is for any channeling, really, if you're doing psychic channeling or Akashic record reading or channeling Reiki. There's this extra element that I don't think is always taught in the way of really surrendering to the energy that you're feeling channeled through you. We are channeling words, and when we're channeling the Akashic records, we're transmuting the energy into a new form when we are channeling through ourselves, outwardly, whether that's channeling Reiki, bringing the energy through to support healing on the body, or when we're channeling with the Akashic records, we are hearing that essence of that energy, we're also feeling the essence of that energy, and we are translating that into words so that it can be greater understood. Going back to channeling Reiki, the transmutation of that energy and energy from source coming through our physical vessel and to the client is being transmuted into the energy that is being healed. So that might be more of an expression of the client feeling the sensation of that healing going on in their body. It can come through in multiple other ways, like visions, but it's really important to, we have the visions, maybe we see things, but the real transmutation in the energy to me is the full expression through our physical vessel. So whether that is words that we say, or we reflect on our experience, we share vulnerably what we experience in terms of trying to articulate the visions that we've seen, sharing with someone else and having that connection to what we've felt and sensed. So being able to really voice and express what we are experiencing is a really, really big part of channeling in itself. So you could say that by aligning yourself with your true authentic self and the way in which you express yourself is a form of transmuting energy. So it could be that you are in a reaction and you're bringing through more of a forced tone, or the other side of that, of course, is, even just day to day expressing gratitude through our voice, not just thinking about our gratitude, but how can we express the love that we feel in our hearts for others, for the community, so being able to actually get it out into our voice is really, really important. So I'm going to open up the Akashic records and we're going to see what the message is today. And this part of channeling is getting comfortable with opening up to see what comes through. So you're just really in this observation mode, listening, you're surrendering to the energy coming through. I find that allowing my body to move around a little bit, you'll see this a lot. You might see my hands move. This will really help to open up that clearer channel for the energy to be expressed. So I'm going to recite the Akashic record prayer, and I'm going to sit with the energy for a little bit in silence. And you can all, if you're listening, you can sit in silence and sit in meditation or lay down to receive this message, and we'll go from there. And I'll close the records once I'm complete, and I'll close with a few reflections and a few action steps based on what the message was. So sit tight, get comfortable, take a couple of deep breaths to settle into the messages that are going to come through today. I'm already feeling the energy really heightened, so take a few deep breaths with me. Inhale, Exhale, grounding down will anchor you in to hear these messages clearly and receive the energy being channeled through your body as well as my own. So we do have knowledge of the light of the Akashic records, asking for guidance and direction and courage to know thy truth, as it is revealed to our true essence and the true essence of everyone connected to us. Help me to know the Es-snse Community in the light of the Akashic records. Help me to see the Es-snse Community in the light of the Akashic records. Enable the Es-snse Community to be open to receive the wisdom, compassion, and healing through their own unique life force of the Akashic records. Help the Es-snse Community to embody and act truthfully with the energy that is being channeled through the light of the Akashic records. The path to the records is now open. Taking a few moments, if you're seated in meditation, the energy is inviting you to sit a little taller and surrender to the essence and expression of the energy. More the sensation of the energy coming through the crown into your heart, lingering into the heart as you exhale, pushing it into the earth, releasing, anchoring. Inhaling in the essence of water today, we're allowing this flow to enter into our sensation, creating the body to be loose and inviting and open to receive the flow of the energy today. It's interesting to move with this expression of energy, allowing the practice of surrender to come through the body, into this light, into this vessel, into your vessel. The energy wants you to loosen your core and allow yourself to move with the energy that is flowing. Use your breath deeply to let this arrive in your body, into your heart. Right now, my hand is placed as an O at my heart center for the representation of the heart opening. So if this is something you feel comfortable with trying on, you can place your hand at your heart in an O shape to support this opening and receiving this energy, the sensation of this energy. What is important in this day and age is to be able to transmute and to feel energy as a sensation through the body. We are starting to, as human beings, to open up this ability to sense and feel into our own energy, to use that as a gauge to our life, to our resonance, to our connection to everything around us. We are moving more and more into this idea of embodiment, to be fully expressed in our form, to not resist to the emotion and the energy that wants to be expressed, to not resist when we're speaking to another being, to allow our heart to open to that being, to that person, to advance the kindness and compassion that we have for others, using our body as the expression and the form of light to transmute that energy in that expression. It's really all about the expression. To be able to recognize and hold space in our sturdy stance and our shoulders wide, and to allow for our voice to be heard. To feel strong in our personal expression. Creativity comes from being able to surrender to what is flowing through. And we can practice this more and more as we enter in these states of connecting with our own inner wisdom and source energy, to combine those two practices together, to hear clear messages, to remind ourselves of who we are and how powerful we can be in the moments that we take to connect. The energy and this wisdom is inviting you to hold your hands up above your heart. Just imagining energy flowing in through your hands into your heart. If you're sitting comfortably in your own space and feel like you want to be more expressed and more open to this energy, you can place your hands above your head, allowing the energy to flow directly through the hands into your heart. Allowing this to open, relaxing shoulders down. Feeling this energy between your hands and your arms. Allowing this energy to surround your head, opening your intuition to hear your own messages at this time. Twinkle your fingers, bringing this energy down to the top of your head. Just gently tapping the top of your head. Just connecting the energy to your crown, to your open source, your funnel for receiving this energy. Continuing to open this channel, tapping, mimicking what I'm doing here. You can bring the tapping down gently along your face, down over your eyebrows and your eyes and your cheeks, maybe your throat, tapping down onto the heart. Called to continue tapping down to the solar plexus and into the belly, sacral, root. Tap on your thighs if that feels good too. This is a gentle grounding, connecting practice. You may feel a strong pull to the heavens and source energy as it flows from above into you. Feeling it extend, this line of energy extend from above all the way down your spine into the earth below. Anchor. Just allow this energy to arrive to feel comfort in this energy, to feel surrounded by a gentle hug of light. As you imagine grounding down into the earth below, the energy can move from your head into your heart, into your whole body, allowing a more even feeling of this energy to arrive with you now. Yourself to surrender to the energy that you are sensing and feeling. What is it that the Es-snse Community is ready to hear at this moment in time? The energy, wisdom is sharing that you are more powerful than you think you are this time. You already know this in your heart, but you have not accessed this message in a while. So your message is now. You are powerful. You are allowed to express yourself in your fullest expression and form. And the key to this expression is understanding the energy and allowing yourself to surrender, to feel this power, to not be afraid of this power. When we are in our day-to-day, we can easily forget that this energy that we have is magical in its power. And coming into our center, coming into our space of being in our inner wisdom, we can explore this expression with the utmost grace, with no fear involved at all. We forget that we have this powerful space to be within, to sense the feeling and the expansiveness of this power within ourselves. As we feel this power infinite in our heart, we can feel the whole universe. The way of oneness in our hearts with Source, with everyone we are connected to, with the earth. It doesn't have to be an overwhelming sensation. It might feel different, it might feel unfamiliar, but when you get to sense this feeling, it is familiar. It is something that you will know you know. So it's not to be fearful of. It's the opposite of that. It's Source, love, divine love. And this divine love can be experienced in many different ways. Sometimes, a lot of times, we don't allow ourselves to open up enough to feel this. We don't allow ourselves to feel it because we are scared of the power. But guess what? It's only here for us to experience. We think we have to do more with that magic. Allow the magic to flow through you, to arrive, to gift you the next steps in your path through your heart, rather than thinking what's next. Thinking how. the key that they're saying and telling and wanting to share is that we get to sit with this energy and be open, and as much as we can open and surrender to the experience of feeling this divine love, that is our job in these spaces, to receive, to welcome this in every day, to be able to practice trust that creating these experiences for ourselves, not everything needs to be answered all at once in one session or in the session alone. Allow yourself to organically ask questions. Maybe the answer comes a few days later. As long as you are curious and feel the courage to ask that question and set aside the fear while you're in this place of inner peace, all will be well, all will be answered. Be direct with your requests and your ask. Be forgiving, be free in your ask. Do not resist the things you want to ask and find clarity on. In a way, don't ask too many questions, because you may not get the answer right away. Have grace and patience with the clarity that you're seeking. For each Akashic session or each meditation session, find a real focus and intention to embrace the experience for that particular time. We are capturing the current energy of the day. Could you imagine connecting daily in this way and moving forward with your day, trusting that you get to do it again tomorrow? Instead of waiting months and months and months to receive these messages with one session, you can do it every day for yourself. How wonderful. This is part of that idea of energy management. To be real, honest, frank, we are moving into a space where we have the ability to connect this way daily. And it's not just, before we used to let things compound and pile and pile and pile and pile, and we needed a healing. Trying to see what they're showing me here is to it's like a dissipation of that compounding of need, of energy that we need to shift out, instead of packing it in and piling it in and piling it in. And that goes the same for when we are bringing our ideas in, and we pack them in and pack them in and pack them in, and they don't get expressed or captured or written down, then we feel overwhelmed. So if we can address our energy every day like we're supposed to in this vessel, in this experience, we get to have a new opportunity to express ourselves in our life. So instead of tearing the band-aid off, we can nurture the healing. We can nurture ourselves to be more even in our calibration. Instead of it compounding, we can have a more refined experience day to day. Whereas when we compound or collect things, we feel, well, which one do I work with now? We might feel overwhelmed, and we're not having to, it takes more time to be able to release those things, to find clarity and in order to be able to take action. But if we can move closer to this idea of acting on our intuition and our channeling and our messages day to day, then we can do more quicker, do more faster, not in the way of bringing ourselves to the essence of working too hard. The clarity here is to allow for less overwhelm around our healing, to allow for less overwhelm around what we can address. Because as we leave our healing, as we leave our energetic transformation for 2 weeks with 2 weeks of a gap, then we're kind of having to catch up. It's in my vision. Let me see. May you allow this vision to come in for a clear way of expression. So they're explaining this concept of doing healing day to day is not a new concept. It is the way that we are meant to be living, but we have not learned how to do this. And it's taken time for our physical bodies as human beings to arrive in a place where we can hold the space for ourselves in that way every day. To get to a place to uncondition, to remove the conditioning of supporting ourselves in healing once in a while. Beautiful thing about healing is its essence of profoundness and the beauty that gets to come when you connect in this way. And we're meant to live this beauty every single day. Do not deny ourselves of that beauty every single day. It takes practice to come into creating this habit. But once you capture that feeling and the anchoring of what source feels like coming through your body and how you feel into the transformation of your energy healing, then it's something you don't want to deny yourself of. If we can, the thing I'm seeing is we still have to work towards this idea of healing every day. And one where breaking old ways and old habits in order to allow ourselves enough space to take this on for ourselves daily. But as we go along in the next couple of years, in the next year, this will start to become a more normalized approach to taking care of ourselves, and we're going to be very surprised at how this approach can impact our life. Things will get more simple when we can address our energy daily. There will be less fear involved in our life as we work through the conditioning of not doing this every day. So if there's one thing to focus on is, if you have not and are interested and curious to learn what energy feels like flowing through your body, to seek out that opportunity to get a chance to feel the sensation and the resonance of source energy flowing through you. Source energy is flowing through you at all times down the path of your life force. So it's always there. The key to healing is actually being able to sense in to what this connection for you feels like in your body. It is likely, if you are still with me now, if you've laid down for this experience, you may have felt this energy arrive into your body, into your heart. This opportunity is a lot more accessible than it's made out to be. It's not always talked about, but it's really about being able to allow your body to relax enough into the state of mind to hold yourself in this awareness long enough to allow things to shift and move. Time and time again, I've experienced, they're wanting me to share with you, there's a reason why Reiki sessions are 45 minutes in person. There's a reason why distance healing is 20 minutes. There's a reason why we can lay down with music for 20 minutes, 22 minutes, 30 minutes, and feel this shift happening in our bodies. It doesn't have to be complicated. We make it too complicated. You don't have to sit in meditation. It's more likely, if you're new to meditation and connecting to source, it's easier to be laying down to receive this. But you may need to take a bit of time to connect by sitting and being guided through an experience. The biggest tip if you're seated is to just allow yourself to surrender, hold your hand on your heart, and just allow the energy to start moving with you. Or allow yourself to move with the energy. Just loosen your upper body and go in the directions that you're being pulled. This allows for this connection. If you're one that falls asleep while lying down, spend some time working with the energy and flow while seated for the first 10 minutes of your meditation, and then you can lie down for the last 10 minutes. And and it's likely that you will stay more awake for the last 10 minutes. So this is something that you can practice, maybe even while listening to this channeling once again, or you can go and listen to, I can share some music with you. Pick any song that's 20 minutes long and practice this. The sensations will feel like an opening. You can use these O at your heart for opening that portal, opening the heart to be able to allow this alignment of your life force for source energy to travel through your crown into the earth. Begin to ground yourself down. We're going to close the channel to the Akashic Records by placing our hands on the top of our head, thanking your life force energy for being open to this experience and allowing you to feel and sense the shift in your energy. Leave your right hand on the top of your head while you bring your left hand to your heart. Breathing in, connecting these 2 points. Bringing the right hand down to the root, to the belly. Breathing in, connecting the heart and the root. Exhale, ground down. Next inhale, gather all of the energy that you experienced and anchor it into your heart. Exhale, ground down and anchor, clearing anything that does not allow this energy to be held within you. Placing both hands on the thighs. Feeling centered now. Hold this as I close the records. I would like to thank the life force and the light of the Akashic Records for their love and compassion. I would like to thank the light of the Akashic Records for all of the knowledge and healing. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. Now flutter your eyes open. If you feel like you need more grounding and anchoring as you open your eyes, you can place your hand on the top of your head and your left hand on your root. Just imagining all of the energy that you experience to anchor into your heart. Imagining maybe roots growing into the ground as you keeping your eyes open as you see this in your mind's eye, roots connecting into the earth and growing all the way down into the core. This will help to ground you down, to be able to take some steps forward in action based on the messages you received today. Right hand off of your head. Thank you for being in this space today. There was a an amount of repetition to the messaging, and that is, I think, just this idea of being able to really anchor that message into the subconscious mind, that you remember to service your energy as often as you can at this time. Do not put pressure on yourself to do it daily, as the message said, but this is the goal. This is something that you will start observing happen for you. You'll feel more called to do your own self-healing and your own energetic maintenance day to day, rather than every month or every other week or whatnot. So this is something that we as humans are really going to start to adopt into our way of being and our daily practices and routines, just the same as we do to take care of our bodies in the way of how we're eating food and brushing our teeth. There are a lot of different ways to balance your energy, and I think it feels like a new concept because it's this idea of connecting to source every single day, but the new paradigm around that, I think, is like actually knowing what source connection feels like and how you sense it in your body, rather than just it being this mystical thing. It's like that way of how we transmute energy through our bodies. If we can recognize this is source coming through me now, through my heart, I feel even stronger to express myself through my voice and through my expression, through my stance, through my, it's like that confidence will get to come from that inner knowing and trust that that's what we're getting to feel, because we actually know what it feels like to be in that state, to be in that connection. So that's kind of the new paradigm and what we're sort of shifting into. And it seemed to me in the messaging that it's going to be another couple of years before we really see this unravel. And there's no real, clear reason on the timing of that. It's just that you're going to start to notice this in the communities, and as we are going through more and more, and what we're experiencing, as we've already experienced so much. So the last year and a half was really for us to open up our understanding that this could be a thing that we need in our lives, like just generally energy healing and taking care of our spiritual selves is really, really important to our way of being. So I'm gonna stop here, and I will allow you to enter comments below. Ask me any questions that you want around what you saw through this channeling, what you received through this channeling, and the reason why I was called to do this was to show you a form of expression of what channeling looks like. Because I believe and feel that this is the new shift for me anyway, is to be able to express myself in a raw form. I've been doing videos of myself just to watch back, like how am I expressing myself right now in this moment. Some of those videos have been me crying and bawling my eyes out, and furthermore, what's fascinating about that is being able to talk to myself through the camera and kind of coach myself out of it, to realize how ridiculous, I know, not in judgment, but how silly is it of me to be saying that when I'm right here and I get to support myself. So that's sort of this amazing just this little glimpse of how mirroring can really support us. And when we work with another healer or a coach or something of that nature, to be able to see in them how what's possible for us is an effect of mirroring. And someone holding space for you can mirror back to you the beauty in you. So working with someone else or doing videos of expressing yourself to yourself, trust that the person that you get to be, if you see yourself, say, crying in the camera, you will see that that person, you, needs support from you. And you're the only one in that particular instance to give that support. And you'll be really, really surprised how naturally you start to kind of pick up on that for yourself. And you'll be surprised at what comes through. And because we are so deeply connected to ourselves in that moment of watching ourselves in the camera, you'll be surprised at your ability to channel wisdom in support of yourself. So if that's something that is intriguing to you and you want to know a little bit more about how I've been doing that, again, put that down in the comments below, and I will maybe create a little workshop around that. But share your thoughts, and I'm sending you all the love and all the healing, and I'm so happy to be doing these videos again, and I love you, and I'll talk to you really, really soon.